Welcome to Mysteries, Myths, and Legends. I'm Taylor.
I'm Savannah.
And it's May.
I know, it's May. I have
That's
that
crazy.
at the top of my list too of what to say because I'm like,
Yeah.
I feel like
It's gonna
April went
be
by really
May.
fast.
Yeah. It's May, in fact. And that is crazy. How are we 5 months into the year? I don't know. How that's possible.
Right? Yeah,
I
it's
really don't.
crazy.
It felt, honestly, the months of February, March, and April have felt like the length of what January was for me.
No, that is so true though. Yes.
like,
Because
it,
that took an eternity.
oh God, January was so, like me looking back on January, I was miserable.
No, I know, me too.
And I know you could hear it. If you go back and listen, like, to our January episodes, honey, we were not happy.
No, totally agree. And I'm so ready for summer. Like, I think I've been saying this. I just want to jump in a pool.
Yeah, I
And
can't
today, actually,
wait.
today especially, I was like, thinking like I just need to get to the beach immediately and it just sucks that we like live so far.
I know.
I just was like that would heal me right now to
Yeah.
see the ocean.
Well, actually, yeah, I think that's why I'm so happy because the last 2 weekends I did go to the beach.
Yeah,
But I
see,
didn't get in the
lucky
water. It was
you.
way too cold and way too cold
Yeah.
to get in the water. But I did go to the ocean both times and just, got to see the views. And my dumb self, guys, I got a new car and my new car has a sunroof. And I, like, people don't even know. First of all, I kind of like people not knowing I have a new car. I mean, like, in my life. Because I was known, I drove a green Kia Soul. If,
Yes.
Janice, recipe Janice. And now I drive like a silver car, like nobody would. I'm not standing out, so like I'm in secret. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
However, I was like, once I got home from that trip, those trips, I was like, I could have taken a picture at the rocks at the sunset in my new car, and that would have been a really cute post. But I did not do that
Yeah.
either time. I forgot both times. So maybe the third time's a charm.
Yeah, I was
Anyway,
like that's an excuse to go there again,
well, I mean, of course, I'll
obviously.
be back.
So,
Yeah. So, next time, I suppose. Have you been doing anything fun?
see, not really. Like, and not in a sad way. I've just been doing, like everyday life stuff and just like hanging out, chilling. But
Yeah.
I need to like actually plan something to do and do something fun because like it's been lacking in my life a little bit recently, you know?
Yeah. I feel like my life's pretty much never lacking in that department. Like, I've always got something going on. Like,
You really do. You're always busy.
for example, the last 3 days, I've been to some concerts, and I'm really exhausted. I can't lie, but they've all been so good. I saw Hosier so many times,
I'm so
and
jealous of that one.
oh my god, it was just, it was crazy. And like everybody's heard the song now. It's like, I'll take my whiskey neat.
Yes. That
But
one gets
it's
stuck in my head.
very popular. And apparently, this is what brought me to know this. Hosier has never had a number one song on the charts until that song.
Really?
Yeah, because I was at his first show of his like 2024 tour. And so that was the first time they ever played it live. Was the first time that I heard it on Saturday or whatever. And
Yeah.
then I was like, that's crazy. And then that, like, I got to hear it first for like the first time live. And then the next show that I went to, it was only a day later. He said that it was his first song ever to be number one. And that was the day that I saw him. And he was like so happy. And I was like, how was Take Me to Church not number one?
Yeah, I was gonna say like wasn't that one pretty
Apparently
close
not.
or no?
No, I guess not. And I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I guess maybe he's not as popular as I thought he was. But in my heart, he sure is.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and when this podcast also comes out on May 1st, I will be getting ready to go on a 3-day music festival. And this is what I wanted to talk to you about that you have no idea about, is that there's some lore behind this music festival that I'm going to.
Oh, okay.
So it's called the Love and Life Music Festival. It's the first time it's ever been done. It's giving Firefest. Okay.
Oh,
Like
scary.
like
You
it's a
don't know
little
what's gonna
scary.
happen.
Right. And But I do know that there's going to be water for free accessible. So, that's good.
Good.
We have, like the safety measures, I think they're fine. But here's the crazy thing. Okay, so the headliners are Post Malone, Stevie Nicks, and Noah Kahan. Okay.
That's insane.
Three of my favorite artists of all time.
Like,
so I bought the
Stevie
tickets.
Nicks.
Like, when I saw that was like a thing, at first I thought it was fake. But I was like, you know what? I'm still buying the tickets because
Right.
I saw Noah Kahan post about it, and then I was like, okay, if he's posting about it, it has to be real. So I bought the tickets. And now, so I know, I'm not a Swiftie, and you're not a Swiftie, right?
No.
No, okay. Like, I'm not a hater, but I'm not a Swiftie. I'll say that. I
Right.
love her old music for a lot.
Right,
But,
yeah, like I'm kind of on the same wavelength. Like I'm not like gonna be a hater or anything,
Yeah.
but I'm not really a Swiftie.
Exactly. However, there's some lore circulating because if you know anything about the Swifties, they like Taylor puts a lot of like secret messages in her music videos, and anytime she's making an appearance anywhere, there's always like something like little Easter eggs is what she calls them. She kind of like
Right.
coined the term in a way,
Okay.
And so apparently there's like a TikTok. I'll have to send it to you. There's a TikTok of this girl kind of going around some of the clues that she's been hinting at, and people are like, what is she doing? Because she just dropped a double album last week. Right. So like it's not going to be new music because the girl just put out 2 albums. Like we can't have a third in
Right,
2
yeah.
weeks. Like, like I know she's a hard worker, but there's no way she's that hard of a worker. And anyway, long story short, people are thinking that Post Malone is going to bring her out because it lines up with the date that he is headlining the show, and they have a new song together, and it is quite literally on a fortnight, and
Oh
that's
my
their
God.
song name. And so I know that there's a high possibility that she's not going to be there, but if for some reason she is, that's crazy. Like,
That is crazy. That's adding another big artist to this.
huge.
Oh my gosh.
Like, girl, Ragam Sagam, I'm excited to see. So updates to come on that. But
Damn.
yeah, it's concert season. That's all I know.
I need to put some concerts on my roster. I gotta go look some up or something.
You do. I have some.
See, 'cause, like-
I have some that are pending. I haven't bought tickets for, but want to. So I can hit you up about some. I know some you would like to go
Okay.
to.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah,
Better
let's do
cheap,
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't need to be in the pit. We can be. I've been chilling in the lawn.
Yeah,
areas.
no, I like lawn.
Yeah.
Honestly, one of my favorite concerts that I went to, I don't remember if it was last year or 2 years ago, was Big Time Rush, and it was on the lawn, and it
yeah.
was so fun.
Wait, was it in Charlotte
Yes.
at the PNC?
Yeah, I think
That's
so.
yeah, that's where I just was. It was. I love that venue. Savannah, I learned they have a freaking GA lawn pass that you can get a season pass, and you can go to any show.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
And how much is it? Is it cheap?
It's like 200 some.
That's like the cost of some tickets.
I'm like quite literally, if you're going to see more than 3 concerts like in the lawn, it'd be stupid not to have it. And I've never
Right.
known about it, and I've already been to 3 concerts in the lawn, so I'm a little hurt.
Yeah.
Maybe next year, honey, I'm getting the pass because that.
Yeah, honestly, next year, and then I'll get it too, and we can go together.
Exactly. And just always, because it's so close. Like, gotta.
Yeah.
But anyway, concert talk over. What's going on with
Yeah.
you? Nothing much.
Nothing much. Maybe
Well-
next week I'll have a better update. But
Yeah. True. Maybe we can do something fun. Give the people some content,
Exactly.
The content is going to be us going to the mall, spending money.
Exactly.
Or like TJ
yeah.
Maxx.
Oh, there is a store in the mall that I wanted to show you. So maybe we can go there.
No way.
There's a
Okay.
new store.
Okay, one last thing about the mall.
Okay.
Have you been on TikTok since like we're recording?
Oh, did you send me something? I didn't see
Oh,
if you did.
no. Okay. Well, so there's like a local mall around me in Savannah.
Yeah.
And it's this TikTok is blowing up of this man. He's like working a kiosk at Haynes Mall. and he's like dancing to this like rap song, and it has like hundreds of millions of likes
Oh
and
my
views
gosh.
at Haynes Mall. And I was cracking up at it. This just older man dancing. It was just so funny. But he's like a worker, like at one of the kiosks there.
Yeah, okay.
So if you see that video, just know that's our mall.
Okay. Okay, well, let's give the people what they want and get into our stories.
True.
Okay. That's all you had, right?
Yeah. No, I got nothing else.
Okay. So, yeah. All right, we're gonna get into it now. So this week, I'm talking about something that like I don't know if I can. I guess I'm gonna categorize it as like a mystery. This is just like a weird story,
Okay.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it takes place in Alabama.
Okay.
Uh,
Roll Tide. Isn't that what they say? I don't know.
what did you say?
Roll Tide.
Oh, Roll Tide. Sure.
I don't
yeah.
know. I actually I don't know.
It's in Alabama in the 50s. So, taking it back.
Okay.
So, we're in Oak Grove, which is near, like the bigger city near there is, Salacuga.
Okay.
I think I'm saying that correctly. I don't. It's, you know how we are with
Yeah, we
pronunciation.
can't pronounce anything actually.
But yeah, Oak Grove, and it's November 30th of 1954. 34-year-old Anne, she was napping on the couch, just typical.
Yummy.
It's the afternoon, so like 2:30ish, and she gets hit with a meteorite
That
on
would
her
be my
couch.
luck, low-key. Like, that is insane. That
It
is just
is.
insane. Was she?
No, it is. It's
like,
crazy.
oh, wow. Where at on her body?
So it shot through her roof at 2:46 p.m. and it was 8.5 pounds.
Oh, my God. That's
So it's
big.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I was
that's like
expecting little.
that's like the size of a large baby. Like
That's a big baby flying
Yes.
at you, probably at thousands of miles per hour.
yeah, and it was like it's apparently 4.5 billion years old.
Oh, my God. That's
They didn't know
crazy.
that right away, obviously, but like after analyzing it.
Yeah.
But and this meteorite, it had split into 3 fragments, and one of them broke off and then went into her house and hit her.
Oh,
So it was
okay.
like a grapefruit size, they say.
Okay, that's still not good, though.
Yeah.
Grapefruits are big.
Yeah. So it crashed through the roof and bounced off of her radio, and then it hit her on her upper thigh and hand. And it just gave her a large bruise on her left side, and it left a 3-foot wide hole in her roof.
Wow.
And it was going. Guess how fast this was going? I have it in kilometers per hour. I guess
Literally,
that's
I
harder
don't have any
to-
idea.
Yeah, it was going 200 kilometers per hour.
Okay, so I think if I'm gonna do the math in my brain, is that 2,000 miles per hour?
Maybe we should look that up.
Oh, you didn't know? I thought you
I didn't look
have
it up.
it.
No,
you
I
said
was just saying
200.
I only have it in kilometers per
Why
hour.
in the world would you have it in kilometers?
Because
Wait,
that's what it was, and I didn't convert it.
wait.
I didn't think to convert it until right now.
Okay, well, I can't do math either. Also, I didn't know. It's fine. It's 124 miles per hour for anybody in the United States.
I mean, that's pretty fast.
Oh, I mean, yeah, sure. That's extremely
So.
fast.
Yeah, so it was going super fast. Can you just imagine you're literally asleep on your couch and something hits you, like, and you're like, what is going on?
First of all, I would be so livid because you know that hurt. You know how bad that hurt. And she was asleep.
Yeah.
So, no. I would lose it.
And, like, there's, like, dust and stuff in the air. You're like, what is going on?
Right. And then you're like, there's a giant hole in my roof.
Yes. So her mother lived with her and her husband at the time. So her mother was home, and so she and her mother, they both were like, wait, what just happened? And they thought that the chimney collapsed.
Yeah.
And there was just like a lot of dust and debris around, and they're like, oh my God, what is going on? And they noticed the large rock that and then they called the police department and the fire department. Because they're like, 'cause
Yeah.
honestly, who do you call? Like,
Who
I don't
literally
know.
Ghostbusters is the only answer.
Literally. I mean, I guess you would just call 911, but at the same
Yeah.
time, was that around in the 50s? I don't think so.
I definitely think so. What? You don't think 911 was around in the 50s? If it wasn't, I'm about to look it up, but I'm gonna be a little shook.
Yeah, I didn't think it was.
Um,
Uh,
yeah. Oh no, you're right. Wow, that's actually really crazy. It was invented in, well, the first call to 911 was February of 1968.
yeah. See, so like they couldn't have just been like, okay, 911, but so they called everyone they could. They're like, okay, police, the fire department. So they called them, and then there's just like a bunch of people at their house swarming the area because, like, even neighbors probably came by and they're like, what is happening?
Oh yeah, I'm sure you heard it happen.
Yeah, and okay, neighbors reported seeing a bright reddish light,
Oh.
and like they said it was like a Roman candle trailing smoke, and other people said that it looked like a fireball.
Oh.
And then some sources say that the fireball was visible from 3 states. So
It
this is like a
hit
big
that girl.
deal.
That is crazy, dude. That she has a story to tell for the rest of her life. Like, never have I ever
Really?
been hit by a meteorite or whatever it is.
No, seriously.
Like,
Yeah. So her husband comes home and, it's, still bringing up that it's the 50s. So you can't just text your husband at work and be like,
oh
or
yeah,
even call him really and be like, I just got hit by a meteor. Like he comes home and he's like, wait, what is going on? Why is there police and fire department here?
yeah.
And so he's like home around 6 and they're all still at the house. And he got inside and his wife was laying down on the couch with like a group of people all around her.
Yeah.
And they told him what had happened and everything. And yeah, so so all the police and the fire department, like, I guess they just checked stuff out, but I feel like they didn't really do much.
I
Like
mean,
there's
what
not really.
what do you do?
Right, like maybe just like a police
Po-
report of some
I
sort. I
guess.
don't know, document it.
Well, they didn't do that.
No, I guess that's all they did,
Oh
probably,
well, I
right?
guess yeah.
And they just like made sure that she was okay, and she was okay. She just had a big bruise. So they all left, and they, went to bed as normal that night. But Miss Hodges, Ann Hodges, she did not sleep well that night. She ended up going to the hospital the next day. Not really because she was injured, just because she was like really distressed by what had happened.
Obviously, I
Yeah.
would never sleep again. I don't think.
Yeah. But honestly, I don't know. Like, I guess I would freak out. I don't know. I'm trying to like picture what I would do in this sort of situation. Like, what would your reaction be? Because I feel like it's a lot different. Not that like meteorites are just falling from the sky nowadays, but I think our reactions are a lot different than they would have been in the 50s
Okay,
for some
I
reason.
mean, my reaction today. I would think that would be the coolest thing ever. But genuinely,
That's what I'm saying.
like, but genuinely, I would be afraid. I would
Yeah.
want, like, I would need a new like meteorite repellent roof to make
Oh my
me
gosh.
feel like safe to sleep. Or I
That's
would want to
true.
sleep in like the bottom of like the house, like the bottom floor of the house, because I would actually that would scare me of like
Yeah.
things coming through the roof. Like I
See,
mean,
like I like to say like, oh, like that wouldn't scare me, but in reality, I'm scared
Savannah.
during like storms that a
Yeah,
tree is gonna fall on my house.
right.
So like this is very similar
Well,
to
that's
that.
valid because that can
But
happen. But yeah,
yeah. So yeah. Well, anyways, she was really just like freaked out by the whole thing, and her injury like it was minor. Nothing broke or anything. So, but she was at the hospital and they gave her like pain meds and stuff. Um, and I think some sources said she stayed there like a few nights in the hospital. So yeah, then she tried to just like go on as normal after that. Uh, I'll go back to her in a minute, but let me talk about some of the like other people around her in her life. So, or like the, you know, the government and stuff,
Yeah.
like what they thought of this. So after the incident, members of the Air Force, the Maxwell Air Force Base, they went to the Hodges home and they confiscated the meteorite.
I would not like
They,
that.
I know, they
I actually
confirmed.
can personally will tell you, I would never let that happen. If a meteorite was to crash into me and bruise me, I would hide that thing and I'd be like, I don't know where it went. I don't know. They would not get it for me.
Yeah. Well,
Anyways, I just had to say that.
so yeah, well, the Air Force, they took it and they studied it and confirmed that it was a chondrite meteorite, which is just like a type of the rock,
Yeah.
I guess. I looked up the
It is.
definition, but I was
Yeah.
like, this is just too big of a definition. I'm just not gonna
No,
say
yeah.
this word
Yeah,
for word.
yeah.
But
I get what you're saying.
the mayor of the town, he wanted to give the meteorite to the Alabama Museum of Natural History. But eventually it was just given back to the Hodges, actually.
Okay,
So,
period.
so they got it back. They got it back.
Okay, good.
But they had some trouble after this because the house that they were living in was actually, they were renting it. So the landlord, Birdie, she declared ownership of it.
Birdie,
And they had like a
absolutely.
year-long battle.
Birdie, that's
I know.
ridiculous. Listen, I would
I
want to be
know.
the same way if I was a landlord, but unfortunately, they live there, not you.
Right. And it hit her.
It hit her. She is the only one that deserves it.
Exactly.
Point blank, period.
Like Miss Ann
Yep.
Hodges, she deserves it. But yeah, so they got into like a legal battle over this because they were like, well, we want it.
Over the meteor.
Yes. And they ended up doing a settlement, a $500 settlement, and
$500.
Mrs. Hodges was able to keep it after paying the settlement. So she basically bought it for $500.
That is crazy because back then that's a lot of money.
I
And
know.
Birdie, that is rude. That is so rude. The poor
I
girl already
know.
went through all this stress and emotional turmoil by getting hit by a meteor while sleeping. And then you're going to make her pay for it?
I know.
So
It's crazy.
disrespectful.
I know. And then when you hear the rest of this, okay, let me. So they had a few offers from people wanting to buy it, actually, like when it had first happened. And they even had an offer up to $5,500. Somebody
wow.
wanted to buy it for. But so like after the Air Force took it and after their landlord took it, it was like a year, like over a year after they finally got it back, and people weren't really interested anymore in buying it. So they didn't have anybody to sell it to.
And they wanted to sell it?
Well, I mean, if it's $5,000.
I mean, $5,000 is not enough.
Well, remember you just said that the money was different back then?
No, I know, but I know, but it wasn't still. I'd be like $1 million.
Yeah.
And I
well,
know $5,000 is not $1 million back then,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Like what? Dude, that's a once in a lifetime thing.
But if you hear what actually happened to it in the end, you're gonna be mad.
Oh no.
Mrs. Hodges, she ended up selling it to the Alabama Museum of Natural History for about $25.
That's tragic. But honestly, that's where it belongs, in the museum.
Yeah. Yeah. So she bought it for $500 and then sold it for $25. So unfortunate.
A big L. And that's just big L.
Yeah, it's a big L. Yeah, but let's go back to like right after this had happened. And Mrs. Hodges, she was like a celebrity for a little while. Because you know, when this happens, like it's all over the news. Like everyone's like, "Oh my God, the lady who got hit by a meteor." You know?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So she was a little bit of a celebrity, and she had like 200 reporters waiting outside of her house wanting to talk to her at any given moment. Like they would just like be outside, and her and her husband, they're both like, oh my God, this is such a nuisance. We hate this. And I don't even know if she really like, she might have talked to a few of them, but she probably just like ignored most of them.
Love that. For her.
And she was also invited to be on a TV show. So,
Period.
celebrity status there. And she did attend. And
Nice.
it's this game show that was called I've Got a Secret.
Oh.
And it's not on anymore. But this show, it was where they like, basically the premise from what I could gather is like they invite somebody on, and the host of the show, he doesn't really know who the person is, but he's going to ask you like yes or no questions, basically like 20 questions,
Yeah.
that kind of
Yeah.
game,
Yeah.
and try to guess who you are,
That's cool.
like why you're on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And so he ended up like, he asked her questions and stuff, and he guessed correctly that she was the woman who had the meteorite fall on her.
Nice.
So yeah, she was on that show.
Love
And
that.
I think she ended up leaving with some sort of prize or something, because,
Yeah.
yeah, it's fun. Yeah, and she also ended up getting a lot of fan mail, so that's
Ooh.
cool. But she didn't reply to any of it.
Oh. Honestly, I would.
She was just like not about being in the spotlight. She's like, no thanks.
I mean, she really, really, truthfully did not sign up for this. The girl
She
was
didn't, yeah.
just trying to take a nap.
Yeah, exactly. So unfortunately, she did end up suffering some mental problems after this incident. Mrs. Hodges, she had what appeared to be like social anxiety after this and PTSD, which makes sense because like people are
Totally.
coming around you all the time,
They want to talk
trying
to
to ask
you.
you questions,
Yep.
and then you're scared like it's gonna fall on you again. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And this goes back to when I said that she was in the hospital for those few days. Her husband claims that she became addicted to prescription drugs.
I was worried about that because I
Yeah.
bet even once she left the hospital, they probably gave her anxiety medicine.
Yeah. Yeah. And they were giving her like pain stuff
Oh,
too.
or pain medicine. Yeah, whatever. All the same.
Yes.
Just prescribed drugs. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's, ugh, tragic.
Yeah, and unfortunately her and her husband, they did divorce in 1964, so it's like, I guess, was it 10 years after this event?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
Oh, no.
she see, this is like this next sentence, I'm like, do I even say it? This is like the saddest part. She did end up dying of kidney failure in 1972 at age 52.
Oh, that's so sad. I was really about to be like, let's invite
So,
Ann on as a
yeah.
guest. That's so sad.
Yeah, so that's, yeah. There is, I do have a bit more here. One of the fragments that had broken off, because I said it broke into like three, it was found by a farmer Julius McKinney, and he sold this fragment to an Indianapolis-based lawyer, and he actually was buying it for the Smithsonian.
Okay, I was about to say, why is a lawyer buying?
So I guess it's at the Smithsonian Institution, or was for a time. I don't know.
Oh, what?
And the family, the McKinney family, they used the money to buy a car and a house. So I'm like, how much did they sell it for? Like,
Oh, they sold
dang.
it for a lot of money.
Yeah. So yeah, that is the story of Anne Elizabeth Hodges' Meteorite.
Wow.
So
That
yeah.
that is crazy. That new fear
It is
unlocked.
crazy.
Let me tell you that.
Well, I do want to say one of the articles I read did claim that this is the only documented time like a meteor has fallen on someone.
Okay. That doesn't make me feel better.
So, I mean, I'm not 100% sure on that, but that was what I read. So, I'm like, I feel like there has to be more than one, right? Like,
I think there
maybe
has to
this
be more
is the
than
only
one.
one. I don't know.
I feel like there has to be more than one.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's no doubt in my mind. Because meteors, they fall a lot more often than you think they do.
Yeah. Well.
I mean,
And if you think about it, like we have a lot of like space junk.
yeah,
in
and
the
we're
sky
only
right
creating more now that we're going up there, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. If
So,
you see those like pictures of like
yes,
all of
of
our
it floating.
satellites and stuff,
Yep.
it's kind of gross looking.
It's sickening. It's actually sickening. Yeah.
Yeah, but can you imagine like that stuff falling and then it hits somebody?
Yeah,
Like,
no.
could
That's
happen.
actually, like, the sky is falling. Like, literally Chicken Little. No.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
no, that's so scary. It's
Yeah.
horrifying. Oh.
Yep.
However, I have always, even when I was little, I have always wanted a meteor to fall in my yard so I could have it. You can ask my parents. I've always
I
wanted,
mean,
because my
that
yard
would.
just gives like perfect yard for a meteor to just crash into.
Yeah, it is. It's a big yard, so
Yeah, and it can be far away from me. Like, it doesn't have to hurt me, you know? But I can still have it. Because that would just be so cool to
Yeah.
hold. I mean, essentially, like, it's a space rock or a star, or like a part of a star used to be a star, you know? That's crazy. I don't know.
Yep, that would be cool.
Space
But
is
I
like,
never really thought about it. Like,
no, I always think about it.
yeah.
I don't know why, I always have. I don't know. I think I probably heard like one meteor story and it just stuck with me. But yeah, no, I love it. Love it a lot. Well, switching gears a little bit. I have today for you a curse. Dun dun dun.
A curse.
Yes. So this is the curse of the Liceu Theater. So I'm taking us on a trip to Spain, specifically Barcelona, Spain. And no, unfortunately, I'm not telling you the storyline of the Cheetah Girls movie.
Oh, dang.
Like, iconic, I know. Like, you gotta strut like you mean it. Free your mind.
Oh my
I can
gosh,
picture it so vividly in my head.
Me too. I'm like picturing when they do their performance.
Yes.
It's like, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, yes. Love that. Now I want to go watch that movie. And Mike. But no, but we still are in Barcelona, where the Cheetah Girls did perform. And so yeah, it is a theater. So let's just get right on into the story. If you don't know, Spain is one of those places like over in Europe that is just like super old, like old, far older than the United States, like than we ever really comprehend over here, you know what I'm saying? So the Liceu Theater opened on April 4th, 1847. However, the building itself that eventually became the theater, it was actually built originally in 1662 as a monastery, which we will get into more later. Okay?
Okay.
So, but just know this building, super old, super old. And so yeah, once it was the Liceu Theater, it was at one point one of the largest opera houses in the entire world, which is amazing. Even though I don't like opera music personally, still cool, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, as you can imagine, lots of people have came through to see a show or two here, and the architecture of this place is just absolutely beautiful. It does look kind of creepy just because, it's giving very old energy, haunted energy, little creepy vibe, but that's just anywhere that looks old, but it's pretty big. Yeah, it's 5 stories, and it's like very Spanish villa style, but it's like white with really intricate designs on it.
Okay.
With all these windows. It's just gorgeous. We'll have pictures on our Instagram if you want to see them.
Yeah, sounds beautiful.
Yes, it really is. It really is. And that is like, I'm describing it of what it looks like today as the theater. But anyway, it opened as, like I said, the opera house, but also just like a unique cultural facility where they would like have like basically kind of an opera house and museum, and just show like a bunch of different things such as like ballet productions, symphony concerts, also like just different cultures, like exhibition things here, lots of things. So basically, back in the 1800s, this was the place to be. You know, like if you were in Spain, you wanted to be here because this is where like the fun and the entertainment is.
Yeah, it's where you have like all of your events.
Yeah, sounds like to me.
Mm-hmm.
That is until 1861 when the building caught on fire and burned to the ground. Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
And what's wild is that this building actually burned down multiple more times.
I mean, why does that not surprise me? Because I feel
Well,
like all buildings were just burning down back in the day.
facts, facts. That's true. We do talk about a lot of just, fire safety hazards being
Yeah.
things, but
Yeah,
the
like
difference
people.
is, I feel like most of the time that we're talking about this, we are talking about places in the United States burning down, like hotels and such things like that. Whereas this, like, if you think about the architecture, it's in Spain, it's like stone, you know?
Well, yeah,
Like, it's different
true.
materials. So it's like the fact that these are burning down, it's a little bit more not as common over there as it is in the United States as we talk about it. But I mean,
Okay.
so fire safety back, it's better today than it ever has been, and it will
Mm-hmm.
only continue to get better. So
Yeah.
fires happen. But each time that it was burned to the ground, it would be immediately rebuilt. So let's just keep this in mind, okay? So we're gonna rewind a little bit back to how I said it was a monastery at the beginning of, time when it was first created. And many monks lived here, and they did, all the monk duties at the monastery. And so there are some questions that have never and probably will never be answered about this situation. And I couldn't really find a lot because a lot of this was like in Spanish. Like, so I had to translate and also like write the story, if you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
there was a
Yeah.
lot of things lost in translation, but what I do know is that one day while it was a monastery and the monks were living there, um, there was like an anarchist bomb attack on the monastery, and it ended up killing 13 people, at least that they found, and they are all buried on the property.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah, and so those who survived that attack, they left the monastery, and they left it abandoned. And then so somebody bought it, and then that's when it got turned into the theater. So that's very dark if you think about that immediately. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's not good. It's not good. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like things sicken me so bad when people like attack religious places, because people go to religious places to feel safe, and then when like religious places get attacked, I don't know, it just feels so wrong, and I'm not even that religious of a person, like it just feels
Yeah. No, I definitely agree because you're right. Like people do just go there to feel safe, and even if like we
and
don't personally go there to do like
exactly.
people, that's what it's for.
Exactly.
And
And you have to think like specifically at this place, these are the monks, so they like live here 24/7. So like this is also their
right.
house, and
Yeah.
yeah, so it's just really dark, really really dark. So some legends say that that event is what cursed the land of what is now the Liceu Theater, but other people and historians actually think that the curse dates back even further, all the way back to the Middle Ages. Okay?
Oh wow.
Like, we're
What?
talking knights. We're talking, that's all I know about the Middle Ages.
Right,
Very,
yeah.
very, very long time ago.
Dang.
Yeah, so apparently, back in the Middle Ages, this specific plot of land was actually used as execution grounds
Of
for
course it
just,
was. Yeah.
yeah, of course, like, because why not?
Yeah, like oh my God.
Yeah,
That
so
see like they were just out there executing people.
I know,
Like
left and right. Ugh, I know.
Like, I see, actually, you're right. Like, I know that there was like knights during the Middle Ages, and I know that there was executions.
Yeah, and that's
Like,
about it.
that's what I know about
Well,
the
honestly,
Middle Ages.
okay, I think that's pretty valid though. Like, I think the Middle Ages, just overall, just ruthless.
Yes, yeah,
Ruthlessness
true,
was
true,
what
true.
was going on. Like, goodness gracious. So when you take that history and then like the monastery attack history, and you just add up that curse math, it ain't good. It's a double triple whammy of the curses, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get to the second fire that ended up happening. Um it happened in 1861, and so when it was investigated, the firemen claimed that it was of the fire started in the tailor workshop and it was just like a workplace fire, right? However, all of the workers that worked there claimed that it was the curse. They were like, it was not us. They were like, you can believe us or not believe us. We were doing everything right. All the machinery was working properly. No fire was started there. Like it came about. Um, but it was still claimed that it was just because of the workshop, and I don't know what to believe because
Mm-hmm.
regardless of what happened, I would say I would blame the curse because I wouldn't want to get in trouble if I started the fire. But also,
I mean,
did the fire get started? I don't know. I don't know.
yeah.
Was it the curse? I don't know. I do not know. So, as I said, once it burns down, it gets rebuilt again. So after this fire, whatever, it doesn't matter. It gets rebuilt again and into the theater once again. And so, fast forward a little bit more, and we have another fire. And this time I could not really find what caused this fire. And this is like super time jump into the 1990s. And there were multiple fires in between those times, and like some of them just like weren't mentioned, and like some of them like were kind of more hidden away. Like there's been tons of fires here. I can't describe to you how many, which is what leads people to believe this is the curse. Like they just want nothing to be here. Whatever is
Right.
here wants nothing to be here.
Okay.
Very clearly. So
Hmm.
yeah, but after the fire in the 90s, it was once again rebuilt and reopened again in 1999. And unfortunately, people were killed in the fire in the 90s as well. So there's every single time there's fire, it like kills people. So it's not good. It's not good at all. So it's not only said that this place is cursed, but now it is also haunted by many spirits. And what's crazy is that there are not really any spirits that are like known by name here. Um, it's more just like the common like footsteps. You hear footsteps, people running, walking around, talking, taps, and apparently the workers, who have to close up the place and stuff, they've claimed to hear and see things, but they refuse to elaborate. And I'm like,
Oh,
why? Why?
weird.
Why? Like,
Is
is it
something like telling them not to say anything or
right? Like, is it the people? Like, do that? Like, and also, I can't lie. Like, the research on this was kind of hard to find. Like, are they trying to hide the fact that all of this is like, kind of like the lore behind this place? Like, I don't know. I don't know. But are they
interesting.
scared of the curse? I don't know. I don't know. But the good news is, I am at least happy to say that since 1999, there has not been another fire yet at the Liceu Theater. And let's hope it stays that way forever.
Mm-hmm.
And, hopefully maybe like the energy and the spirits have moved on by now.
Yeah,
Um,
hopefully.
hopefully, like, please, even though, if you think about it, all those people are buried there. Like, not only was it the execution grounds, there are actual bodies buried under, from like
Yeah.
the monastery. So, yeah. So you can go visit today and take a tour of the theater, which is cool. And you can also, during opera season, you can go see shows there. And, even off season, you can see regular shows. So, yeah. The only issue is, like, you kind of want to make sure, like, what if you go and there's a fire?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
that's my fear. Because I'm in my brain, I'm like, I want to go. But I'm like, first of all, I already believe I'm cursed enough. Like,
you're gonna be there when they have their first fire in like
in the
decades,
in the 20th century or 21st century.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like the next one. But the thing is like there was always time gaps in between the fires. There was never
that's true.
Yeah, there was always at least like 20 good years in between the fires. So I'm like, it could happen tomorrow. I hope it doesn't. I don't want to put this out there and be like, and then the fire happens tomorrow. Like, I really don't. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like when I go, I just, please, let's not let it happen. Let's keep this. Let's hope that 2024 fire safety is enough to keep the fires from.
I mean, I would say so.
I would hope so.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed for sure. But yeah, that is the curse of the Liceu Theater in Barcelona, Spain.
Wow. Oh my gosh. See, I want to go.
I know.
I know you're just.
I know. Like,
I still want to go. I don't care about the curse. I don't believe in the curse.
Okay, you don't believe in the curse. Interesting. Okay.
Listen. I kind of don't fully believe in curses.
I actually kind of don't either. Well,
but also if we went and it got on fire, then that would make me believe in curses. So okay, hear me out. What if we hear not when we go, but like what if we hear like in some future time that it catches on fire again? Would you believe the curse then? Maybe.
Like you need one
if there
more
wasn't
fire.
a cause, if there wasn't like a cause that was spelled out, like someone's like, oh, this is what happened.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really a cause though.
I know, but like
Okay, you want modern time fire. I see what you're saying. No, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like
I see.
If there's a fire and nobody knows how it started, then I'm like, oh my god.
Okay, no, it's wrong. Yeah, no, I get that. I kind of maybe like I don't know. I do think some curses are real because you have to think of the Kardashian curse. That is real.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have to put it in perspective. You're right.
Yeah. But no, like, actually, I genuinely don't know how I feel about curses either. Like, is it just... We'll have to dive deeper into some more curses to really figure out
honestly
how we feel.
True.
Because...
Like, I feel like if I'm connected to it, then I'm more likely to believe it.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So.
That's for sure. So,
But the ones like this one that has fire involved, like maybe I don't want to be involved in it. So maybe
that's one like you want to fight it so bad, but
maybe I do believe in it in like a little bit.
Right. Yeah. I mean, who is really to say? Who's to say?
Yeah, who's to say?
Maybe one day we'll know. One day we will know for sure, but
maybe. Probably not.
No, I'm gonna claim it. I'm claiming it for our future.
Yeah.
Definitely be sure to go check out our Instagram to see pictures from this week.
Yeah, because this place sounds so pretty.
Oh yes, definitely. Also, did I forget to say it in the beginning? I probably did. Go rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, please.
Yes, please.
Please do. Also, go to our TikTok. We haven't made TikToks, but I'm really gonna start making TikToks again. I promise.
Yeah, go to our TikTok. I'm gonna make a TikTok.
We were going over our TikTok page the other day, and I was laughing so hard at that one TikTok. You know the one. If you know, you know. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you really want to know, you can go check out our TikTok, and then you'll find out.
Yeah, you'll know.
Yeah. Period. But yeah. Other than that, I guess that is all I have for you guys this week. What about you, Savannah?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Alrighty. Well, I guess we will see you next week.
Cue the music.